This was the beginning of a new life for the Muslim Cameleers, an adventure into unknown horizons of a burgeoning nation.
Everything was done by hand, and they'd have a box there to help the big boxes up onto the side of the camels, and I think their life was a pretty strenuous one.
We had the white people on one side of the railway line, we had the Afghans on the other side.
They didn't mix in with the Anglo people, like the white communities.
My mother was Aboriginal, yes. My father wanted to marry my mother, which was not allowed because he was Asiatic.
The policy was to Europeanise and Christianise mixed blood Aborigines, taking them away from their parents and raising them in missions or orphanages.
They were never meant to stay. They were supposed to finish out their contracts and go back.
In 1901, the new federal parliament passed the Immigration Restriction Act, which severely limited non-European immigration to Australia.
I don't know if they thought they would find themselves living on the edge of society, because this was the rampant age of the White Australia policy, and it was race that decided whether Australia would open its door to you or slam it in your face.
Often the conflict was sort of shifted to the newspapers, and you had you know, some fairly unreasonable portrayals of the Afghan people and their way of life.
We fear a low, degenerate mongrel race of human beings will follow where they lead, and for the protection of our Anglo-Saxon race, we say emphatically, Hushtar.
The term Afghan began to embody a notion of contempt, of racial inferiority, of uncleanliness, brutality, strangeness and fear.
Tensions were high, and it didn't take much at all to sort of light the fuse for conflict.
On the 5th of June 1901, an Afghan was fired upon and wounded by a white man named Kelly. The reason for this action being that the camels which the Afghan was driving were on the main track and would not give way to the teamster.
Next I heard 2 shots, and quickly afterwards 2 more. Then I heard people screaming.
And one of those assailants had actually been in the Turkish or the Ottoman Empire army.
I must kill you, man, and give my life for my faith.
When I even think about my grandfather and my father, as I said, I'm only a short person, but I'll stand 10 feet tall because I have that pride. I'm a Muhammad and I'm proud of it.